All right, welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today is going to be a harvest day. This is probably my second harvest. I had a little mini first one, but they're starting to get big enough now where I think we can do a pretty good harvest. So I've got my container, I've got my clippers. These are really important. So let's go out and see all the stuff that we've grown. All right, so this has been one of the hottest summers that I can remember. The plants and the fruits and vegetables, they don't do so great in the scorching heat. So once the temperature starts to cool down a little bit, maybe another month, it's not as hot, everything will do so much better. So we're just really trying to keep everything alive until it starts to cool down a little bit. So this is what all of our stuff has looked like. I am losing a few over there just because of the extreme heat, but all these here look fantastic. And then all these over here are looking great. I was a little concerned about these, but they've really taken off in the past couple weeks. So let's get in there and clip some and see what we end up with. All right, so just real quick, a couple tips whenever you're harvesting. You always ideally want to do it first thing in the morning when it's nice and cool and everything's nice and crisp. Once the sun gets out, everything starts to soften and it doesn't make for as good of a harvest. So ideally you want to do it first thing in the morning. It is not first thing in the morning, but it is what it is. The other thing you want to do, and I'll show you. So this is one of our peppers. What we want to do is you always want to use something really sharp. I love these clippers here. These are my favorite. And you're just going to clip right on this piece here. All right. And there we go. Look at that green pepper. Beautiful. All right, let's get in there and see what else we got. Look at that. All right, now some of them kind of were rotten just because of the heat. Anytime you see that, you want to cut those out immediately and get rid of those. Now some of these are a lot smaller than they will ultimately be. Once the plant, like I said, once it cools down a little bit and the environment's a little bit better, these will grow to their full potential. These over here, the plants are still kind of small, so they'll get bigger and these will get bigger as well. It's always good to clip them sometimes, even if you're not going to use them, because it'll encourage them to regrow new ones. So you just don't want them hanging on the plant and dying on the plant. Clip them off and it'll encourage new growth. Okay. All right, so that's our pepper haul, and I think I got some other stuff over here. Let's go look. All right, so over to our hot peppers. So here we have a jalapeno, a red one that's ready to go. We'll cut that one. Here we have a sweet banana pepper. Get that one. And then here we have a bunch of these little Tabasco peppers. So I'll get in there and clip some of those. All right, before I show you exactly what we just clipped, let me just give you an update since I know it's been a minute. So again, here's those 3 pepper beds that we did. They're all looking great. Again, we just needed to cool down just a little bit more. I ended up getting these sticks here, these green ones. I swapped them out with the PVC poles. I've got a lot more. I'm gonna put some over here soon. Here's we've got some eggplant. I got the bugs getting on them. I've got some spray for that. Our zucchini is taking off. I don't see any just yet, but we're probably getting close. Here's a bunch of sunflowers. I'm currently working on a video with those. I moved some milkweed over here for the butterflies. But this is the other side of the beds that I've been working on. Here, let me get a better angle. So remember, we just started with these three, and these are what I've been working on little by little. I've got one more inside I need to put here, and then I'll finish it all off. And then we'll plant a lot of other stuff once it cools down a little bit. It's just so hard to grow anything in this extreme heat. All right, so let's go check out our harvest. All right, so this is it. It's our first little harvest. Some of these are yellow. After you cut them, if you leave them out for a day or two, they'll start to turn yellow as well. So we should have some more yellow ones. Here's these Tabasco peppers. Here's our red jalapeno, and then our sweet banana pepper. So that's our first haul. Like I said, once it cools down, we'll get way more. Everything will grow so much better. So we just got to get through about another month of summer, and then we'll plant all kinds of other stuff. And then we're going to start giving it all away. So super excited. I'm working on my seed video. I know it's been a minute, but I'm working on that. I'll have that done in a few days. I'll show you that. And then we'll get out here and we'll finish this other bed and get everything ready. And in a couple of weeks, we'll start planting everything for all of our fall stuff. We'll start getting that ready. All right, see you on the next one.